Hello everyone, here's now with the only Mirage guide you'll need. Let's start with a quick disclaimer about Mirage. Through my testing, Mirage does not depend on Cat like many other classes. You will still see a damage boost with Cat, but it will not be as insane as, let's say, with Starbreaker. Cat gives around 10% more damage compared to Argumon 3 and Gato 3 combo. On top of that, Mirage is a very smooth class. As long as you keep his 5 class set, there is very little downtime if you cycle his skills correctly. But this also means Mirage is not an easy class. You need to glance at his stacks bar a lot, especially if you're a new Mirage player, to not fuck up. Now let's explain how Mirage actually works. Mirage bread and butter is the Momentum Blade skill. It's his main DPS and the reason why he feels so smooth to play. Now how does Momentum Blade work? Momentum Blade is his level 15 skill. It has two different variants. One is Voltaic Momentum Blade, which is the Electro version, and one is Stygian Momentum Blade, which is the Umbro version of the skill. It's not important what type you use, they both deal the same damage. On top of that, Momentum Blade can animation cancel a lot of Mirage's skills, which adds up to the smooth gameplay. Now that we got his main damage skill out the way, how does his stack mechanic work? Mirage has 3 marks above his skills that can be charged using either Umbro or Electro skills. If you have charged 1 mark, you're allowed to use Momentum Blade without consuming its cooldown. Instead, Momentum Blade consumes the mark. This is how his main mechanic works. Basically, you want to always use the marks to cast Momentum Blade without it using its cooldown. If you cast Momentum Blade without the mark, it will do less damage and go on cooldown, which completely kills this class's DPS and smooth gameplay, which is why it's very important to pay attention and micromanage your marks and Momentum Blade. Now let's get into the skill build for Mirage. On your 1, you will have your low cooldown skills, which are Haladi Barrage and Whirling Light. On your 2, you will have Blade Burst and Destructive Resonance. On your 3, you will have Eternal Torment and Explosive Slash, and on your 4, you will have Wipe Out and Momentum Blade. For your ultimates, there's 2 versions, one is with Cat and one is without Cat. With Cat, you wanna go Stygian Bladefall for your first ult and Voltaic Golden Slash or Array of Darkness for your second ult. Both of them work out, so choose what you like to use more. For Catless, you wanna go Golden Slash as your first and Array of Darkness as your secondary ult. Now that the skill build is out the way, let's talk about some core passives of Mirage. Momentum Blade Altered. This one is the reason Momentum Blade is your main DPS. It lets you not consume the cooldown and instead consume a mark, and also boosts the damage of Momentum Blade by 20%. Next is Blade Intent. This is the reason you can animation cancel with Momentum Blade. Next is Tear. This passive allows Mirage to permanently apply exhaust and vulnerable to his enemies due to his fast cycling and low cooldowns. Next is Return Blades, which might not sound important, but it has decreased your Haladi Barrage cooldown by up to 60%, which helps cycling faster and gets you more Momentum Blades. Next is Stygian Volt. If you cast skills that are not Momentum Blade, you will gain either Voltaic or Stygian buff depending on the skill element used. When both Voltaic and Stygian effects are present, each consume 1 stack to merge into to create Stygian Volt, which gives you a 60-second buff that gives you 10% increased damage, and also each time the merge happens, you will gain 1/4 of Momentum Blade energy, which fills up your marks faster. And last, Fission. This one increases the blade count of your Explosive Slash and boosts its damage by 20%. So a must-have for everyone. Now that we are done with the important passives and skill build, let's dive into gear for Mirage. As you can see, I'm running Cavalry Helmet, Cavalry Shoes, and I keep my 5-piece class by using class chest, gloves and pants. Now why keep class 5? Let's check it out. Class 5 is the reason class feels so smooth to play. The 100% faster generation of Momentum Blade energy basically doubles your energy generation, which makes your cycling of skills smooth On top of that, it boosts the damage of Momentum Blade by 30%, and his 4-piece is free 15% skill damage, which is very massive. His 2-piece is also really good because it's free 22 all attribute enhance. The reason I'm using cavalry boots is because they're broken. Work well with this class, and also cavalry helmet is really good with this class due to its multi-hits, and even his auto attacks are insanely good to proc the cavalry helmet. As for accessories, let's break it down. First, with 3 set accessories, my damage was 1.95 billion. By upgrading to 5 set accessories, my damage increased to 2.24 billion, which is around 15% damage increase. Putting on 3 Filth accessories increased my damage to 3.14 billion, which is an insane increase of around 40% more damage. Putting on the Annihilation set gave the same result, damage increased by almost 40%. As for Famine, it's sadly not possible to test the real potential of it, since it needs teammates around you being hungry to stack the 3 set effect. But even without it, Famine was 3 billion. I think that Famine 3 is the best for Mirage, especially in raids, where it really shines. It should be pumping. If you only care for fleece damage, go Filth, as it's really good in both raid and fleece. Annihilation is good, but if you die, you need to farm souls again, which is really bad for raiding and really bad for speedruns, because you're gonna death reset and then you gotta re-farm your Annihilation. That is not really that good. So that's pretty much about the gearing aspect. Now let's talk about Insignias. Okay, so as for Insignias, for my weapon, Babina I think is the best way to go, because your all attribute enhance is already really high, and there's no point to push it even further. This class is really high all attribute enhance. So going Babina is totally fine for it, and it's gonna last you even in level 70 patches. You're gonna be fine with this. And if you wanna do specifically electro damage, because it's your highest enhanced, just eat food or drink an elixir. It should be fine. Next. Necklace, you wanna go Whip Guard for if you're going electro, or you wanna go Joker if you're going Umbro. For Bracer, we going Clockwork Warden, because we need the crit rate. So for the ring, we going Andre. For the steel, it is Goramos Insignia for budget, or Azrael Insignia if you wanna min-max. Same thing for Talisman, Tower Shield for budget, Azrael for min-maxing. For the shoes, you can go either Electric Whip Guard or Joker for budget, or you can choose to go Meradia if you care about the PvP damage res and the damage bonus, especially if it's gonna be cheaper. Or if you wanna really min-max your PvE damage, you're going for Filth. Now, for the pants, you're going Goramos, that's the only option. For the gloves, if you're missing crit rate, if you're struggling and you need a little bit more crit rate, you can go Hexus Guard. But besides that, Ophelia is definitely better because of the CD rate. Really feels smoother to play with Ophelia on the gloves. As for the cloak, Claudius, no questions asked, is the best here if you wanna budget Tower Shield. And as for the helmet, Claudius again is the best because you like crit damage, so you want to push your crit damage as far as possible. And as for budget, the best will be Andre. Well, this is pretty much all about Insignias. Okay, so time to talk about the circuits. The circuits for Mirage are pretty simple. You want to focus on the substats being crit rate, crit damage on every single circuit. If you can get some enhance on it, that's great. But actually you want to focus especially on crit damage. Get as much as you can of it. And here on the stellar circuits, you want to go actually enhance and not skill damage. This class has a lot of damage bonus and skill damage, so getting enhance is better on this class than on other classes. And you can choose Electro Umbra enhance depending on what element you want to focus on. That's pretty much it. And again, substats, crit damage, crit rate on everything. And the time circuits, you gotta figure out what stats you're missing, and then either go crit rate or crit damage time circuits. Now, let's talk about cards. So, right now I'm using Chrome. I'm using the crit damage card set that gives also free crit rate. This one is very useful to cap out on crit rate if you're like missing a little bit or something, so I always use this. And obviously, Ancient Guardian, this is like the biz that I think for now should be the biz. But if you don't have the legendary ones, let's check it out what you can instead go. So the first thing that you can consider going is Magitech Era. Can definitely go this one because getting into resonance instantly and getting into resonance faster more often is definitely nice. And if you have nothing else, might as well just use that. Beast Legion, niche usage. You can use it if you want to really burst the first 10% HP bar, especially if it's a really tanky target. Decayed Catastrophe is usable. It's usable because of this effect, but not that great. Let me see. Next one, Clockwork Legion, really good, usable. Your ult is really low cooldown because you're using the first ult, so you will have uptime of this, really high uptime of this buff. Mystic Beings is... I don't like it. It's okay, but I don't really personally like it. Mechanical Empire, usable against mech enemies. And that's pretty much it. This is the card sets that I would consider at all using on Mirage. Okay, next guys, I want to show you 3 rotations. One rotation is catless, one rotation is with cat, and the other is using 3 Filth. Enjoy.
念地狱吧！哎，阵起，银枪裂剑！哎，呀呀！哼，哼，嘿，哼，哈，哼，嘿，呀，呀，哈，嘿，切割！呀，哎，阵起！哼，哼，呀，呀，嘿，哼，哈，银枪裂剑！呀，哼，银枪裂剑！呀，呀，嘿，呀，哼，哼，呀，呀，嘿，哎，阵起！哼，哼，去念地狱吧！呀，嘿，切割！哎，阵起！哼，嘿，哼，嘿，哼，嘿。呀，去念地狱吧！哎，阵起！哼，嘿，哼，哼，呀，嘿，嘿，哼，去念地狱吧！呀，哼，嘿，哼，呀，哼，呀，呀，嘿，哈，呀，哼，哼，呀，银枪裂剑！哼，切割！呀，哎，阵起！哼，呀，去念地狱吧！哼，哼，哼，嘿，哼，呀，哈，哼，哼，呀，呀，嘿，哼，哼，嘿，呀，呀，哼，嘿，哼，哎，阵起！嘿，银枪裂剑！去念地狱吧！银枪裂剑！嘿，哎，阵起！哼，嘿，哼，切割！
So, this is pretty much it for the Mirage guide. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helps you out to learn how to play this class. It is a very fun class, has a really high skill ceiling, and overall I really enjoyed playing this class on the test server. I'm looking forward to playing it also on the live servers. And yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. As always, leave a like, sub, or comment if you really enjoyed this video, so I know that you guys want to keep seeing guides like this. It takes a lot of time and effort to do this, so I hope you like it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.